Coming up on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, sheltering the homeless. Ground is broken on a housing complex for disabled veterans. And bring your ideas to the table. The Process Improvement Steering Committee wants to hear from you. Plus, cops and kids. Find out how the police department is improving relationships with teenagers. That and more are coming up as we access Virginia Beach. Hello and welcome to VBTV's Access Virginia Beach, a program that informs you of news and events from around our city and schools. I'm Lindy Fay. Thanks for joining us. City Manager James Spohr recently presented his proposed operating budget for the upcoming fiscal year. In order to plug a $90 million gap, Spohr's spending plan uses $21 million from the general fund to support operations, reduces some city programs, and calls for a 4-cent real estate tax increase.
I sincerely look forward to working with each and every one of you as we go through this budget process.
School board and city council members had a chance to sound off on that proposed budget during a joint meeting held on April 3rd.
We have to consider jointly working towards additional sustainable revenue streams.
Spohr's plan provides the school division with $834 million, an amount that is $17 million less than the school board requested. Some school board members would like to see a more solid funding plan.
I think that our school system and our city is best served by finding something that is more sustainable. A more sustainable funding solution for our schools is what I believe we need.
Some council members suggested a larger tax increase to fund the gap, while others asked for more cuts to services. The entire proposed spending plan totals more than $2 billion. Both bodies will continue to hash out the details during the next couple of weeks. And if you'd like to have your voice heard, there are 2 public hearings scheduled for citizen input, April 18th at Cox High School and April 24th in City Council chambers. The budget is scheduled to be adopted on May 8th. According to the proposed budget, the real estate tax rate would raise from 89 cents to 93, still the lowest in Hampton Roads. Last year, a Housing and Urban Development report estimated that there were 400 homeless veterans living in the region, but efforts are being made to help those in need.
1, 2, 3, dig! Smile!
There we go. All right. There we go.
City and state officials broke ground on the first permanent rental housing units for disabled veterans in Hampton Roads, Cedar Grove.
It is truly unique, and it is the very first in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And it is so appropriate that it is here in Hampton Roads.
Construction begins shortly on the $6.6 million complex located in the Bayside area of the city. The new complex will offer 32 fully furnished apartments for disabled veterans.
We're providing the housing vouchers that make the rent affordable, and the city contributed $450,000 towards the construction of the building.
The apartments will be complete with washer, dryer, and kitchen appliances. Cedar Grove fills a hole in the housing needs of veterans.
Virginia Beach is home to all of the branches of the military, and many retired military service members continue to make their home here in our city.
This need for support is going to grow as the war efforts draw down, as more of our service members discharge, as more of them retire and stay in this local community. They're going to need more help.
It's more than just a roof over their heads. The complex will also offer on-site counselors and services that will help veterans transition into the community.
What we have found out is 70% of the homeless veterans suffer from PTSD. So the fact that they're going to have housing and treatment alignment simultaneously is a great thing. That's the best way to do that.
Officials hope to open the facility by the summer of 2013. Quality is a never-ending quest, which is why the City of Virginia Beach is constantly looking for ways to improve processes and communications, and they can't do it without help from citizens. And one way to increase those communications is through the Process Improvement Steering Committee.
Well, I brought this forward as a City Council initiative to engage our citizens, to get our business community together, and actually help the city in very tough decisions as we go forward.
The 8-member committee reviews city processes to reduce cost and streamline service delivery for residents and businesses.
Not that the city's doing a bad job, but are there some areas that can make us more citizen-friendly, customer-friendly? Are there some efficiencies that we can identify that can save the city money and ultimately ultimately the taxpayer money. So those are the sorts of things.
Members of the committee are appointed by City Council and reflect the diversity of the city.
We have a member from the school board. We have other business leaders, business owners. We have the chairman of the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce, Virginia Beach Division. So they're all citizens willing to give of their time and efforts to share with the city.
Looking at other ways in which we can drive efficiencies, not only within the city of Virginia Beach, but also share some initiatives that Newport News may bring to the table.
Topics of discussion tabled here have regional impacts as well, but improving communications between city leadership and its residents is the main goal of the committee.
The purpose of the committee was to do exactly what it says, process improvement. But in our minds, process improvement goes just beyond trying to improve a process or make things better. It has to do with civic engagement and also has to do with better communications between City Hall and our citizens.
Topics of discussion reviewed by the steering committee include small business, permits, and payroll. If you'd like to get involved, committee meetings are open to the public and are held on the last Wednesday of each month. Meetings take place at 3 p.m. in Building 1 in room 350. Visit vbgov.com for more details. Every day, police officers encounter children, and knowing more about them can make their jobs easier and safer. So when a national training company was rolling out a program to help strengthen relationships between cops and kids, Virginia Beach Police jumped on board. School resource officers from across the city were at the Law Enforcement Training Center for a program called One-on-One, Connecting Cops and Kids.
This is a training that the Fred Rogers Company developed about 8 years ago in collaboration with the New Haven, Connecticut Police Department and the Yale Child Study Center. The goal was to develop a training that would increase police officers' awareness of their impact on children and about what they could do as police officers to mitigate the impact of trauma on kids who are exposed to trauma during their line of duty.
You had your fun, you played with the police, we don't want to play anymore.
Through real-life footage of police handling various situations, the video-based program provoked discussion and stressed the impact of officers' presence on children.
Because this is the age group that is willing to challenge authority figures.
Virginia Beach patrol officers, along with regional officers, also participated in the training. The goal of the program was twofold.
We hope that officers will leave with having a better idea of how to interact with children at all ages, from young children, 5 or 6 years old, through adolescence, and through the teenage years, and that they deal with those individuals in a positive way when they're interacting.
The Virginia Beach Police Department competed with law enforcement agencies across the country to be selected as a national training site for the program. For more information on the training, log on to copskids.org. In March of 1891, a vessel from Norway sank in a storm off the coast of Virginia Beach. Beach life-saving crews were able to save some, but unfortunately many died, including the captain's pregnant wife and their 4-year-old son.
In the 112 years since the destruction of the Norwegian dictator, the legend of the vessel and her captain has continued to be an important part of Virginia Beach history.
The shipwreck is so vital to our history that back in 1962, the city of Moss presented a statue to Virginia Beach as a gift for their rescue efforts and to remember those who died.
Welcome to the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Norwegian lady statue.
Now, 50 years later, a special ceremony celebrating that golden anniversary brings Norwegians and Virginians together. The Norwegian ambassador to the United States was there. He spoke about the importance of the maritime industry to both nations.
But it's also an occasion to remember that for us, for our people, for the Norwegians, life without maritime activity is unthinkable. It's part of our culture.
Music from the Norwegian songbirds, who also traveled here for the anniversary, stole the hearts of the audience with their tale of the dictator's final journey. The statue stands on the boardwalk at 25th Street. She faces east, looking across the Atlantic to sister city Moss, Norway, where a twin statue faces Virginia Beach. And while those at the oceanfront were celebrating Norwegian history, across town people were moving to the beat of a different drum.
Welcome to the 8th Annual Cherry Blossom Festival presented by the Virginia Beach Parks and Recreation Department.
Red Wing was the place to be as hundreds packed the park for the annual Cherry Blossom Festival.
This is always a great event because it celebrates the friendship between Miyazaki City in Japan and the city of Virginia Beach.
The two sister cities have been sharing cultural exchanges since 1992, and this festival marks their 20th anniversary.
Every time we visit Japan, and every time our friends from Miyazaki come to Virginia Beach, we have joined hands in friendship and unity.
Next sign the hat, okay?
Patrons celebrated the Japanese spirit with calligraphy, martial arts, and music. Of course, you can't have a cherry blossom festival without, well, cherry blossoms. These trees were donated by Miyazaki Japan back in 2005 and serve as a reminder of the international friendship.
I just hope they have a good time, and I hope they learn a little bit more about different cultures. That's always important.
I think it's awesome. It's really fun. I think I think next year people like in Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, everybody should come here. It's really fun.
The sister city relationship continues to grow. In fact, Trantwood Elementary is now a sister school, and Mount Trashmore is a sister park with Miyazaki Japan. Coming up next on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, students and parents. We'll show you a website that could become your wallet's best friend. Plus, find out why these elementary students are getting a little help from some friends in uniform. We'll have that and more when we return.
Step back in time and learn the story of determined individuals who wanted more for their children. The Union Kempsville Museum tells the story of the first and only high school for African American children in segregated Princess Anne County. Located at the Renaissance Academy in Virginia Beach, the museum contains artifacts from the school's history like old photographs, athletic equipment, and prom queen crowns. Interactive features keep the stories of triumph alive. The school may be closed, but the legacy lives on. Come visit the Union Kempsville Museum, a story for all people.
Back.
Hey, fellow explorers, hop aboard the Airship Curiosity for the latest How in the World. Discover what makes an estuary special. See how fire and water can help float your boat. How does wind help make flour? And learn a lesson from a famous poem. Can you say nevermore? It all adds up to a lot of fun. Join me, Pilot Lindy, on the next How in the World.
Any questions?
What kind of service plan does this come with?
Unlimited.
Can I keep my same phone number? Does it have a camera? What's the warranty? Can I put my party shuffle on this?
Any questions?
No.
For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.
Welcome back to Access Virginia Beach. I'm Lindy Fay. Listen up, parents. Got a student graduating in the class of 2012? Have you been thinking about furthering their education? How about funding to help ease the burden of ever-increasing college expenses? Well, the City of Virginia Beach Schools Division Scholarship Central can be your wallet's best friend. It's the one-stop shop for all your scholarship needs. The Scholarship Central site offers an easy way to search for local and national scholarship awards. The site lists deadlines, requirements, and application information, and of course, the scholarship amount. Virginia Beach graduates from the class of 2011 accepted almost $26 million in scholarships. Now it's your turn to take a piece of that pie. Log on to vbschools.com to search for savings. The Virginia Beach Education Foundation hosted its third annual Pearls of Wisdom Oyster Roast and Barbecue recently at 24th Street Park. About 450 people were getting down all right at the all-you-can-eat roast. It's designed to support teachers and students in the division.
Several hundred people are here to eat oysters because they all support Virginia Beach Public Schools. We raise money for teacher grants, innovative projects that teachers design and want to implement in the classroom. And we're trying to raise money so that we can give them more money.
I have 125, would have been 130. 125, 130, now 40. Have 130.
An auctioneer helped raise that money by yammering up special discounted items and trips. Carolina hand-pulled barbecue, fried chicken, fish, hush puppies, and your favorite beverages were all provided on site and served to the masses.
All right, these are steamed oysters that we're going to shuck.
But the crowds gathered in clusters for these Eastern Shore treats.
And this has been very successful. First 2 years, this year looks to me like it might be even more successful. We were able to raise $15,000 last year. I think we raised somewhere around 12. The first year, this year, we're going to hopefully be at 15.
89 projects with a value of over $100,000 have benefited more than 25,000 students by way of VBEF grants this year.
We hope to grow this thing from $15,000 to maybe a $25,000 event, which would be great.
Organizers estimate $13,000 were raised at this year's Pearls of Wisdom roast. And it's thanks to money raised during that Pearls of Wisdom party, along with donations from the community, that the Education Foundation is able to fund teacher grants, like this one from Bayside Elementary. What do you get when you mix s'mores with some water and then add in a little heat? No, it's not the newest Betty Crocker recipe. It's Bayside Elementary CIS Day of Science. An after-school science club made possible thanks to a grant from the Education Foundation and a little help from some friends.
We teamed with Bayside High School students who came in as mentors, and we met for 10 weeks, about every other week. The children were tasked with coming up with a project or experiment based on the SOLs from 3rd grade through 5th grade.
50 students are part of the club. They've been working on their science project since October, and today it was their time to show off their wares to the entire school. From demonstrating the water cycle to explaining the solar system, the projects covered all areas of science.
My project was cells, and we made little Play-Doh models of the cells.
My science project was on simple machines, and we used a pulley to create an elevator, and the point was to show how easy it is to lift with an object with a pulley.
Although obviously fun, more importantly, there was a lot of learning going on.
Oh my gosh, it's been incredible. The children who are in the club were absolutely interested, involved, and active, and engaged the whole time for every meeting. They'd come in, sit down, and go right to work.
Because science is like one of my favorite subjects, and it just sounded a lot of fun.
A $1,000 grant from the Education Foundation helped fund the program. The club was such a big hit that the school hopes to offer it again next year. And from a day of science to a day of oysters, the learning continues as students from Trantwood Elementary also benefit from an Education Foundation grant.
And we're going to be talking about a really important animal today that lives in the bay.
The topic of the day? Oysters. But this isn't an oyster roast. Rather, it's an educational program called Secret Garden, and it's held at First Landing State Park.
It's a 2-hour program where we talk all about oysters, their importance to the Chesapeake Bay. They get to do some station activities where they get to see plankton, what the oysters like to eat. They get to find out about different animals that like to eat oysters, so they get to meet some different animals.
Our second station is going to be this station here. It's our dissection station. We have clam and oysters to dissect.
The lesson even included a chance for students to check out these slimy creatures up close.
We were testing on the oysters and seeing where the gills were, and we were looking into a microscope. It's pretty cool.
Teachers hope this hands-on learning will leave students with a better understanding of the Chesapeake Bay.
A lot of knowledge, hopefully, and new vocabulary words, and reinforcing the things that we've been working on, and a sense of community involvement and giving back to the community and helping to keep the bay clean.
And underneath, she's got all of those little wiggly legs that are kind of soft.
And by witnessing these natural wonders firsthand, this is a lesson the kids won't soon forget.
I never knew all this amazing things about our water and where we live and stuff, so it's interesting to learn about that.
2 5th-grade science classes got to attend the Secret Garden program thanks to a $1,000 grant from the Education Foundation. Education Foundation grants fund innovative projects that teachers design and want to implement in their classrooms. For more information, log on to vbef.org. Navy chiefs from the area celebrated the birthday of their rank by going to a school in Virginia Beach.
You got pee already,
Classroom assistance, that's just one of the services Shelton Park Elementary experienced as they welcomed 20 Chief Petty Officers on April 4th for their annual Day of the Chief.
Well, today we're here with Chief Petty Officers from all around this area, just showing Chief's pride. And this is our 119th birthday of our Chief Petty Officer. And every year we come out here and mentor the kids, read with them, and really it benefits them and us. It's really enjoyable time.
Students can relate to the partnership with the Navy because 87% of them have parents in the service.
Our students look forward to this event every year. They are so excited about the Navy volunteers coming in and working all day, throughout the day, in every aspect of their daily routines.
Navy chiefs helped out with classroom projects at all grade levels, including reading to kindergartners.
Let's have a game of snowball, but the snow rabbit couldn't play snowball.
They even headed outside to help solve soil projects.
Unfortunately, our garden has a lot of this layer.
What is that?
It's clay.
They have a soil project where the third graders, it's one of their SOLs, to learn the different layers of the soil. So they're exploring that right now. They're also exploring how water travels through different types of soil.
And on this beautiful day, what outdoor lesson would be complete without a few gardening tips?
We're here at Shelton Park Elementary School, helping out the children, gardening at this point. We've been reading to some of the kids this morning. And right now we are at the garden, learning about the soil type, what kind of different kind of plants that they have.
For the first time in history, the Navy Memorial is casting a spotlight on the history, heritage, and contributions of Chief Petty Officers as they celebrate 119 years of existence. This is the second year that Shelton Park has hosted Chiefs Day. For more information about the history of the Chiefs, visit Navy.mil. And with that, we've come to the end of our show, but if you've missed something or would like to see it again, you can view this program online. Log on to vbgov.com/media, then under the All Categories button, find and click on Access Virginia Beach. For everyone here at VBTV, I'm Lindy Fay. Thanks so much for watching.